alumni from the Department of Biotech graduated on the year 2016. Fellow lecturers, Dr. Azmi, and of course all the brothers and sisters of Biotech. Firstly, my name is Aiman bin Omar. Inshallah, I will be the master of ceremony for tonight, and I hope everyone can pay your attention as well as have a good input from tonight's event, which is Biotech Shares, a moment with alumni. Before I welcome our distinguished speaker, let me give a little introduction of our speaker tonight. Brother Ha'iz Mohd Sokhini is the Associate Product Manager at Fresenius Medical Care. He was the alumni of biotechnology in the class of 2016, and also was the lead in leadership in Science Student Society, IIM Sciences. So maybe we can have a round of applause for our speaker tonight. Thank you very much, sir. So I would like to also welcome Dr. Hamza. We have our lecturer here. So are you guys ready? So tonight's talk, we will first listen to our speaker's presentation. He's sharing as an alumni as well as the career tips and tricks that we'll be sharing with us tonight. So it will be very much beneficial for all of us, especially the leaving students, the fourth year students, the abang-abang, akak-akak yang nak tinggalkan lagi beberapa bulan di bagi konten ni. So also there will be a Q&A session from the floor, so be sure you guys are ready with questions. Tanya je banyak, because moments like this we will not dapat all the time. So tonight's event is truly a great platform and a great opportunity for all of us to perhaps not only asking from someone experts in the industry as well as someone close to us, because he is technically not just technically, he is literally our senior. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our distinguished speaker, Brother Ha'iz. Falyatafaddal.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Lama tak pergi ke sini. Dulu duduk je lah depan ni. Terus sekarang dapat, alhamdulillah, diberi peluang tadi oleh Prof. Zaid, Associate Professor. So dipanggil. So Dr. Zakwan ni is I consider an old friend from when I was studying, right? And you invite me all the way daripada Kuala Lumpur, Bangi, datang ke Kuantan sini. Actually ada work trip, tapi kita guna ala-alan sambil menyelam minum air kan. Kita dapat duduk di sini. Okay, so before that, apa khabar? Apa khabar UAE Kuantan? Alhamdulillah, dengar adab ni UAE. Sejuk hati dengar. Okay, so before I start this whole slide will only be as a guide. It won't, don't worry kalau nampak this slide tu nampak macam banyak, it's not banyak pun. Sebenarnya adalah gambar-gambar saja. So these are just my disclaimers and also my opening, just untuk tunjukkan berapa pendek in my presentation. Alright, so let's start dengan introduction of me myself, because I want to show people some disclaimers. Okay, so let's start dengan my introduction. First one, server sedikit je, okay? Biotech 112, saya punya batch number 112. Masuknya bila kita masuk 2012 so, this 11 second batch. Jadi betul lah, dia banyak student. Okay, so dulu CFS kita ada program setahun setengah. Tak tahu sekarang ada lagi ke tak? Ada lagi setahun setengah? Oh, okay. Saya alhamdulillah dapat exempted English je lah. Arab tak dapat. So dapat setahun setengah. Kalau tak dapat setahun kan. So itu Biotech 112. I'm married with 2 kids. Alhamdulillah, ada kat depan sini. Alright, but yes, pun Biotech juga. Sama batch. So siapa dalam sama batch? Habis sambung jala sekarang. Okay, just some disclaimer. Just to start off, I don't want to start off this story because it's going to be a story, correct? From what I'll be talking about, it's going to be a story, and I don't want the story to be you be thinking that it's going to be from a story of like of rags to riches or something like that. Okay, just so that's why I want to give a proper disclaimer. This kuliah of science, right? When it started out, you see over there on my right? That's my mother. Okay, my mother is Dr. Uzwa, and she's the lecturer for Dr. Zack dulu. She's the one who actually, one of the first ones to set up Kuliah of Science. And my father was in biomedical science. Alright? So I was sepatutnya anak yang dengar cakap dan sepatutnya follow the footsteps of my father. Alright? But however, I did not turn out to be as bright as they are. Alright, which I'll be speaking more about in my pathway dalam dekat UIA lagi. Alright, so which is why I'm standing here speaking to you guys about commercialization. Alright, and as clearly pointed out tadi, my title is sebagai product manager atau associate product manager, right? Okay, and in the field of dalam company pun nama dia adalah Prestigious Medical Care. First, I want to ask the crowd, siapa tahu apa tu maksud title product manager? Boleh guess tak? If I was you in the old when I was your age, yeah, I have no idea. Unless somebody can ask and tell me.
Product manager is like quality assurance.
Okay, that's good guess. Thank you.
Quality check.
Quality check. Anybody else? Yes, just guess. Please be interactive dalam this session because I was in your place and I couldn't answer these questions. Anybody can guess, but please guess. Ada orang nak teka tak? Just. Kalau tak ada Zai akan pilih satu nama. Kau, just teka je, what is product management? Kalau nak tanya ChatGPT sekarang pun boleh. Nanti apa boleh cuba tanya kak? Go. Right, just any guess. Just can I have from the sisters at least? Just one guess. One brother tadi dah guess. Apa nama? Ziad. Okay, thank you Ziad. Any guess from the sisters? Najma. Alright, Sister Najma. Sister Najma. Oh, okay. Sister Najma, you want to guess? Which one is? Oh, okay.
I think product managing probably focus on development of product itself and also involving kan on technical part, but also macam ada di business punya side lah.
Alright. Okay, keluarkan untuk. Okay, so thank you very much, Najma, and also Brother Ziad. So product management, what I do right now is actually sebenarnya itu adalah nama glamour saja, but another word which is marketing, right? Marketing and sales, right? So obviously from the way I stand here, the way I speak to you guys, you know that I'm a salesman. Kerja saya hari ke hari adalah tembiran doktor. Okay. Okay, so I'm a marketer. Okay, so what does a marketer do? I love to go into that, tapi let's go into the whole story. This is the story of how somebody like me, okay, somebody like me, when I say like me, dekat UIA nanti, bila part UIA lagi, it will be, some of you guys might be able to identify yourselves with me, with this story, and maybe a lot of you won't, right? So let's start with my introduction of my career path. Okay, this is the career pathway. You will be able to track later on. So 4 years in International Islamic University Malaysia, just say that, alright? And then Talent Corp, which is 30 days. This is very substantial dalam my career development. And then 6.5 years in Duo Pharma Biotech. Right. And also right now, 2 years and also currently running adalah Facilities medical care. Okay? Now, nak cerita dekat 4 tahun ni pun dah banyak lah. Tanta boleh makan sampai setengah jam. Okay. Okay, so can we start off dekat UIA dulu, alright? So, IUM, can you go next slide? Tak ada boleh gambar sangat. Just say this. Okay, so this is my student life, right? These are my parents over there, right? That's my mother, Uzwa, and also my late father, okay, Dr. Sokhini, right? Gambar tak estetik lah, okay? Okay, gambar senang kata kau your generation tak strong lah kan? Okay, don't let me be uncool in front of the viewer crowd, right? Okay, so I'd say my student life was very rich with experience, right? Not so rich in my CGPA, alright? Okay, in terms of what I did for my whole of UIA 4 tahun kan, from the first I landed here at UIA, I was essentially just like any other student, but my head was not like right there straight in order like I'm here to make to score, because I find studying quite difficult for me, right? So see, I told you there will be some people who can identify with me. Alright, but those do well like my wife, degree student. No, mau biasa kan? Macam tak berapa cemerlang lah. Okay, siapa tahu sini WECOS? You guys still refer to the common room as WECOS? Right. So that one was also okay. WECOS is where I learned most of the things, and the only thing that why I was in WECOS also, I have to give credit pada Dr. Zaid juga. Okay, WECOS is where I learned most of the things that I practice pretty much in my companies right now. Is actually in WECOS. What I was doing in WECOS pun nama dia adalah marketing department juga. Just nak bagi tahu WECOS yang menarik ni, nampak tak gambar kayu kat atas tu? Tahu tak stage kat bawah yang korang ada? Kita orang built it from scratch, alright? So what we did was kita minta masa tu we just wanted a project, right? For WECOS, for the WECOS crew kata, and ramai daripada student, sorry cakap lah, whether you daripada kampung ke daripada anda ke, ramai tak pegang hammer. Bila kita bagi paku, angkat sampai sini hammer. Okay. Jadi this is why what we wanted last time was to have an activity, and also we wanted somewhere we can make a speakers corner. I remember Dr. Zaid kata, let's have a speakers corner, and also even something like a place musicians can perform. So that's where we built the stage. Alright. So that's where you learn how to get your you punya dana daripada kuliah, right? You write proposals in terms of what you're trying to do. Okay. So pretty much, I'd say WECOS is one of the best places I learn processes, right? Yeah, let's tengok sama kan, from WECOS juga. Ada buka kat situ. And tadi cakap Brother Aiman tadi cakap, I was from Sciences Leadership. Sciences Leadership is actually not true, because what I did was I ran for presidency. Unfortunately, I ran to a candidate who was like a really charismatic candidate, nama dia Tajuddin Ismail, right? So of course, at that time we thought we could run, and then I thought I was gonna, at least if I didn't win, I could actually run as vice president. Itu pun tak dapat juga. I don't find any day. Okay, the votes were split, and I actually lost the presidency on the 3rd place. Tak paling teruk, tapi dapat nombor 3 lah. Okay, so science president adalah satu benda yang tidak kesampaian, alright? Tapi WECOS was definitely I still consider it home, and somewhere I like to visit once in a while. Tadi sebelum masuk pun pergi jemput dulu. Okay. Okay, another one is Sciences Acoustic Team. Ni nak menunjukkan kat sini, I came here, what I was supposed to do is like properly like put my pen on paper, right? But actually I spend most of my time on stage. Stage ni, stage main audi, stage dekat kuliah, bukan kuliah RSP, OCD, itulah kerja Sciences Acquisition Teaming, alright? Okay, so this is pretty much, and I remember my my FYP was also about I was in actually marine conservation. Ada lagi tak marine conservation dalam ni? Masih tak ada, saki baki pun tak ada dah. Oh, so sekarang ada marine department. Marine department ada? Tak ada. Food biotech ada eh? Food biotech is the same as my wife lah. Okay. So food biotech still exists. Environmental, medical biotech. Medical biotech, this would have been very relevant to me lah. Okay, so my course pun dah tak ada marine biotech. So food biotech was there, but I was in marine biotech. So bayangkan most of my time was spent under the heat, dekat dalam air, dalam laut, okay, trying to gather samples. Okay, whether it was like really useful to the kuliah, I'm not sure, but definitely useful to me. I love being out there. Alright, okay. So, but the whole point of me trying to show this slide, right, is actually just to explain to you how my life in UIA Kuantan, right, was, I would say, is a very rich life. Right, I did not consider my life here in UIA Kuantan as somewhere only I'm here just to attend classes. I enjoy classes, okay? And one particular class, right, which I thought, right, I need to bring this up. One particular class that I thought that tidak digunakan secara optimum kan, yang luar daripada subjek-subjek sains. Other than your biochemistry class, other than your biostatistics class semua kan. This is one class by Dr. Razak. Is Dr. Razak still around? Yes. Dr. Razak still around, right? He uses temporalization, right, for English. Okay, so what I want to say, right, class UNGS, UNGAS, right, is something that really resonates with me, whether it was civilization of Islam ataupun understanding religion, and also ada kelas yang satu bioethics. Is there bioethics still in here? Halal and haram by Ustaz Ali. Those classes, right, how do you take them? I want to the reason I want to point this out, right, because sometimes these classes you take it just for, you know what, I'm here to just nak lepas kelas tu. Some, I'm not saying all, but I remember my friends macam asal aku nak tulis essay pasal etika benda ni, kenapa kita nak tulis pasal guidelines and also ethics in terms of these things. But actually, those classes, right, that is actually one class that if you are in first year, right, or whether second year, third year, if you're still siapa repeat kelas unggas tak ada. Okay, tapi kelas unggas tu is I say it was a good opportunity for you to learn how to think, because this will later on bring up in my career later on. Because in class UNGS, class unggas is where you were actually supposed to learn how to think a lot more liberally. When I say liberally, not liberal values, but the way that it flows out. Because unggas punya class UNGS is a place untuk you belajar how to debate yourself. When people ask you questions, how do you debate? How do you argue your points? Right? But most of us as students, you guys are in UIA, IIUM, and you are known as debaters. You are known as somebody who can speak out there. But I see that sometimes that class is not optimized as much as possible. So dalam class tu is where I actually learn. You actually learn how to think. You'll actually bila tanya macam what is the use of artificial intelligence? I was asking that question back then in 2012, 2013 to Ustaz Razak. She didn't have answers pun. I also didn't have answers. Right? But now you got ChatGPT at your phone. At the expense of your phone, you tekan satu ni, give me a speech about how to give a speech to the alumni about my career path. That's what I did before coming here, right? Whether it's ethical or not, I'm not sure, right? But again, that was a class that I thought was very useful in order to develop your soft skills. In terms of how you speak in front, how to develop your confidence in terms of bringing your arguments forward. Because bringing your arguments will later be on, in terms of my career development, was what actually shaped me later on. These classes about technical, about biochemistry, about biostatistics, let me just give you a confession, right? Biostatistics, I took it thrice. Apa yang susah nak tak tahu? Dr. Mustafizo ada ke tak? Ada. Dr. Mustafizo punya kelas, I never paid attention for biostatistics, right? I took once. Second time, I remember my carry mark was 13.3 out of 60. I need to pass it. Gelak. 13.3. And when I failed again that paper, right? And I went back to Dr. Mustafizo. Doctor, can I take your class again? This time I'll pay attention. Dia tengok muka I, lepas tu dia tengok muka seorang roommate I namanya Wasik. Wasik yang mana? Ni, yang tengah buat macam ni. Yang tu, pakai baju hitam tu. Those are my roommates kan. Kita orang, dia 13.3, dia 13.6. Okay, so confirm fail ni. Pergi kat Dr. Mustafizo, can I repeat my class next semester? I need to take this short semester break. And then he said, you again? Bayangkanlah muka betapa malu dia masa tu kan. So biostatistics I did, but because of biostatistics, right, I paid attention in my last class, right. That was what actually built me today. What I do now is only statistics. I only do it right now. You give me 20,000, 40,000 lines, right? I know how to actually analyze data, right? So it's okay. Something I repeat, learn from it. Don't just take it. Just aku nak lepas it. No man, it's actually your chance to learn and actually make money from it. I actually do some freelance analyzation, right? I get a good 2,000 ringgit just from side jobs of just analyzing people punya business. Ada orang ada business kan? Dia ada duit business beribu-ribu ringgit, berpuluh-ribu ringgit. Who's going to think about them macam mana nak buat marketing plans? And marketing plans don't just come out of nowhere. It comes from your skills of analyzing. So learn Excel, learn your biostatistics, pay attention. Okay. Alright. So next, I want to go to here. Okay. So stop that ni. So that was essentially macam mana I read whole my IUIA. Nampak? Dah berapa lama dah cakap pasal IUIA tadi? Itu pun dah all over the place and I'm trying to wrap up. Okay. So after the habis UIA, habis my FYP, all my experiences in my sciences punya loss of presidency, right? Dalam my web course punya experience dalam tu, and tak habis-habis terkinja-kinja kat atas pentas asyik main gitar je kan. Sampai bapak saya tanya, arwah bapak tanya macam kau ni abah dulu mengajar biochemistry kau atas stage. Tapi sebenarnya dia pun sama juga. Dia pun sama juga. He was also a guitar player, right? Abang Zack selalu ajak jam. Macam mana? Sorry, Dr. Zack selalu ajak jam. So terpaksa. Tapi sekarang lagi kan. So sebab tak kisah. Bahaya, racun. Alright. So I finished my whole of UIA 4 years, right? And but on one of my last days, right, I figured out macam okay, I've enjoyed my 4 years. I've done all these things, right? But will this actually amount to anything in life after I go out, right? Why did I take biotechnology? I took biotechnology, right? One is because my father was a biotechnologist. My mother was also a biotechnologist. Another thing, right? Biotechnology is a cool thing in my head because I read comics. Spider-Man, what good? He's a biotechnologist. The Hulk, Bruce Banner, is a biotechnologist. So those things actually come to my head. I said, well, I was taking the course because it was cool, right? It was not because I saw career path dalam tu. It was not because of that, right? So comes to the end of my 4 years, and then I was bidding farewell apa semua. Masa tu kita dah at the last month lah kan. Lepas tu kita dah free sikit. Suddenly satu hari kita nampak ada satu iklan Talent Corp is giving a talk kat sini. And I thought nothing of it. Tak fikir apa pun. Langsung tak ada fikir. Just go back satu slide dekat UIA tadi. Okay? And I was in the same league of when pernah dengar tak? You are the average of your 5 friends kan? Those are my friends. These are my best friends lah. Dekat right here in this corner, right? Because those are my roommates. And kita punya roommate ni 1, 2, 3 yang dalam baju hitam, semua tu kalau nak katakan sudah berikut lah. Because okay, I was repeating 3 papers, he was repeating 2. The Chinese guy is repeating 2, and the guy in the middle, right, he was repeating 5. Alright, but I want to tell you about later on what happened to him, right? So there was this one morning, bila Talent Corp was giving a talk, let's say benda tu adalah 15 hari bulan. 14 hari bulan, when I saw the ad, I thought nothing of it. 15 hari bulan, when the morning came, right, Wasik nama dia, Wasik call me kan. Dia panggil nama aku daripada nama bapak aku. Dia tahu Ha'iz tau, weh Soh. Dia sepak katil pagi. Kau dah tak masa depan. Cukup bangun sikit. Datang talk ni. Datang talk by talent kau. Dia cakap, serius lah, saya fikir sekarang lah. Kita dah grad nanti baru kita fikir bro. So, tapi dia kata macam, Soh, kau cuba fikir sikit. Kau tu tak ke mana? Dia kata, cukup datang sekali datang talk ni. Dia kata, so I drag my feet, right? Got dressed and I sat here. And then I was actually main Audi. And then there was talent corp over there just talking to you. Dia kata macam, we are opening opening untuk 30 spot untuk students semua student biotech, just for you to join a program to become quality assurance managers. No, not managers. Quality assurance interns and executives. Okay, the one that you spoke about, that is that. Okay, that was the career path that you can see masa tu, where you go into labs or you go into production or you go into a factory and and pretty much production lah kan, where you become quality assurance or quality control, right? So that was the idea back then, and I had no interest in it. You know why? Because for me, I had bad lab ethics also. When mercury ada pecah kat dalam lab pun, lap pakai tangan. Apa benda tu? Tak baca MSDS kan? Now I learn lah. Okay. Jangan buatkan lab, okay? Siapa yang tengah buat ni. So don't do things like that, right? But okay, you can go back to tadi dekat talent corp. So talent corp is where I just sat there and they said like, okay, there was going to be an opening for 30 students of the UIA, and what I did was I said like, you know what, I just apply. What the hell? Okay, laki masa tu ada 5 orang ni, daripada 20 orang, actually semua tak kisah sebab semua dia orang lain semua pointer power kan, dia orang semua budak 3.6, 3.7 kan, aku budak nak sebut tak nak sini, apa lagi? tak sampai budak macam tu CGPA tak strong lah kan. So masa tu I said, you know what the hell, I don't really have anything, I don't have any plans for I thought I was going to go out and probably I'm going to apply as an let's say, masa tu angan-angan apa cakap tau, satu nak buat MC, satu lagi nak main gitar untuk weddings. Itu je fikir, tak ada fikir jauh sangat. But I joined talent corp. So what I did was for talent corp, right, I never thought my application would actually go through, tapi sebab tak ada orang minta. Nampak? This is what I want to say about opportunities. Bila ada 5 orang lelaki kat situ, dan the rest of all of them ladies, because you know what? Because sisters will actually care about their future, and brothers are just macam let do, tak ada benda nak kejar kan? And you're gonna make it, right? So 2 orang je lelaki di situ dapat, and the guy who yang sepak-sepak bangun tu, dia pun tak dapat. He didn't get the opportunity, but I got it. Okay, itu menunjukkan apa? Okay, there's a key, right? So whatever I have right now, right, has nothing to do with my skills. It is only this key. I dah jalan. Okay, so this talent corp was done for 30 days, non-stop, on the weekends semua, and they teach you exactly what happens in the industry. The only thing that actually ran in my mind masa the speak, one of the speaker was actually he's a biotechnologist who works in a bioprocessor for Samsung. So Samsung dia bioprocessor he's a bioprocess engineer kat Samsung, right, in Korea, but he's a local Malaysian lah. And then dia kata in the class, the only thing that grabbed my attention was dia kata, okay, there's the industry of bioprocessing, which is actually a $1 billion industry, right? And then there's also pharmaceuticals, which is a $1 trillion industry. So that was what I thought. Okay, if it's a $1 billion and $1 trillion industry, right? You're here, right? In this university, whatever it is, right? You're all trying to make a living for yourself, right? You go out, right? Who's gonna pay your bills? Who's gonna pay your bills? Nak kahwin ke tak? Because I was thinking, macam mana nak sari hidup lepas ni, right? Belum nak kahwin lagi masa tu. So, itu kita boleh bincang panjang. DINKS dia panggil. Double income, no kids. Okay? Okay, so itu kita boleh discuss juga dengan pasti. But that was it, okay? What captured my imagination masa tu, there was money to be made. If there was money to be made in this industry, right? So means, right, banyak orang tak nampak lagi benda ni, okay? And I saw that, and day to day I had to learn about quality assurance, alright? How to pick samples, how to determine what is quality, what is not quality, alright? And it went on for a whole 30 days. But come to day 20, right? That was when suddenly doors start opening because they start talking about career prospects lah semua. And then there was a whole list of UIA students and also UMP students. Kita pun buat this course dekat UMP sana, dekat UMP Gambang. UMP Gambang. And then everybody had this idea that they wanted to be a technician, bukan technician lah, somebody who's technical, who works in a lab, who can do things. Okay? I would say that I admire people who actually can work with their hands, who actually can work with their with their minds, who actually make things happen in the lab. Like you guys, right? Everybody who actually buat culture and actually keluar, bukannya ke laut, kan? Bila buat culture tu tak contaminate, kan? Tak ada bau macam sulfur kuat tiba-tiba. So these things is that things are happening to me, and I saw that macam how I am not cut for in this industry. I didn't have a place to belong in this industry. So what I did was suddenly, this one company that came on, it was called CCM Pharmaceuticals back then. So CCM Pharmaceuticals kata macam, sorry but I don't have any openings for QA or QC openings now. But what I have is product executive. There was an opportunity untuk marketing. And in the room of 60, there was a Chinese lady nama dia Dr. Chong. Okay? Dr. Chong was cakap, so siapa nak take up this role dekat CCM Pharmaceuticals as a commercial product executive? So I cakap, I had no idea what the hell is product executive is, right? And what exactly is marketing pun. Nak marketing ubat, nak buat macam mana, right? So dia kata macam, siapa nak dalam ni? There was a whole room of 60 people. Guess how many raised their hands? One, it was me. Obviously lah. Because nobody else wanted it. Because nobody saw what me. Because nobody heard what I heard. I heard the billion-dollar industry, I heard the trillion-dollar industry, but nobody else wanted to hear about the numbers. Bila you don't want to hear about the numbers, right? People didn't care. So what happened on that day? One resume gets sent through. I sent my resume, and nobody else had the courage to send the resume to. Kenapa benda ni berlaku kan? Because, and I spoke to some of my friends. Saya cakap, kenapa korang tak nak minta juga? Sorry this might sound a bit racial. Tapi orang cakap, marketing and sales is actually a Chinese industry. Is it recorded? I don't care. My wife is Chinese. I married a Chinese, so I have no qualms with it. Okay? So, people think that marketing and sales is not a Malay punya industry. So, what happened? So, people think they cannot sell. Because you're a biotech student, you're from biotechnology, you learn how to work in a lab, you learn how to do QA semua. So, you don't think that you can compete. This is the thing that I want to. If you have that kind of inferiority today, right now in your head that you can't compete right out there, right? Please throw it out. Buang hari ni juga, right now, 9 o'clock, throw it out. It will not serve you anything, alright? So please, there will be some other speaker kat sini yang akan berdiri sini akan bercakap pasal how to be a biotechnologist, or how to be a bioprocess engineer, or how to be a biostatistician, or how to be a kita panggil bioinformatics punya guy, right? I admire bioinformatics now that I see the industry, but I can't do it. Okay, so there will be some other guy, but I'm not that guy. I am the guy who's going to tell you how to market drugs and how to commercialize products. That's me. And I'm not here to sell you cosmetics. Okay, I'm here to sell ethical pharmaceuticals, right? How to sell vaccines. It's conspiracy, right? Okay, so that's what I did. So I applied and I went for the interview in CCM Pharmaceuticals, and I saw rightly as macam orang cakap, all my competition was all non-Malays. It was Chinese, it was Indians, because they saw, I'll be frank, they saw where the money is, right? And nobody wanted to be there. And in my department, up until now, I tengok sales and marketing will always be there where the Malays will shine. Why? Why are you shying away from many industries like this, right? So I went to interview and I saw this lady. Let's call her Lisa. Okay, let's call my ex-boss Lisa, right? She was there, and then I think this is how I got my job. Again, I got lucky. Dia duduk situ, she was sitting right across next to me. Dia pakai tudung botol. Apa benda? Scarf kan? Macam Yuna. Okay, she was the head of marketing. For CCF Pharmaceuticals, and he asked me, right, Ha'iz, I enjoyed having a conversation with you. Right, lepas tu dia kata macam, Ha'iz, tapi what do you think about marketing of pharmaceuticals? You know what I answered? This landed me my job, so pick up. I said, looking at you, of course, it's a glamorous job. because the way she dressed and everything, I just said that. And that was what landed my job, I think so far, alright? So, and then I got the job. So, which brings me to 6.5 years in Duo Pharma. Let's bring it over. So, can we go to the next slide? So, Duo Pharma. This is pretty much my learning ground. So, Duo Pharma is actually, okay, I like to speak numbers, right? So, failed biostep now I speak only numbers. Okay, so, Duo Pharma, right, is owned 51.1% actually by TND. Right, so if you later on, bila you have KWSP, UIA bagi KWSP ada OP kan, ETF kan. So EPF actually owns this company of Duo Pharma. Duo Pharma is actually essentially the number one biggest pharmaceuticals company locally in Malaysia. The market cap is 1 billion, right? And with a employee of 2,000. So you have to think about right there, right? How to actually perform in a crowd of 2,000. There's 2,000 people out there. Right? So how do you actually make me? And in my team, I see there, right, 100 plus in the sales force. I was not in sales, I was in marketing. Marketing, I was 1 out of 10 marketers. And like I said dalam situ, daripada 10 marketers itu, and then we all had to handle macam-macam jenis produk, right? Dua Malays, and it was all from UIA. Dua-dua dari UIA, satu daripada biomedicine, and then it was me from Biotech. Others so it's very Chinese and also Indian. No, it's a very Chinese industry for the sales force, right? Which is why I want involvement from you guys. I'm here to sell. I'm here to sell commercialization to you. Okay? Who's still interested with me? It's been half an hour now. Siapa still interested about commercialization, or you think that it's not relevant anymore? Okay, thank you for the ones who are still here with me, right? We had the first day I masuk, my boss just said, right, here Ha'iz ada satu sijil. Dia kata, your target for the year is 24 million ringgit. Okay, I know if you're in Takaful and all that, it's probably small numbers by pharmaceuticals aside. Okay, so I had this target of 24 million. How exactly do I do this, right? So, Duo Pharma, I wouldn't want to go macam in the details of macam mana jadi product manager lah. Okay, in terms of product executive. But what I want you understand, right? What I do on a daily basis adalah do you understand NASCAR? Bukan NASCAR. Rally driving ah. Rally. You have a driver, yeah, and also you have somebody on the side. Orang sebelah kiri tu buat apa? Navigate, right? Dia baca map apa semua, tapi orang sebelah tu is a driver. I'm the guy who reads the map. So that's actually what marketing does. Sebab kadang-kadang when I speak marketing, right, people think that it's macam, oh, I'm in the mall trying to macam, beli hai obat, mari beli obat. No, yeah, I wish it was that easy. Tapi because you're selling ethical drugs, right? I think Dr. Zack also before this was in Bayer. GSK, and what you were
was in the quality control labs.
Quality control.
I wish I could be in marketing, but I didn't know what I started. I thought marketing is for not really but I didn't know.
Understand? Faham. So Dr. Zack, let Dr. Zack just explain to you guys what he thought about marketing was that.
Okay, dulu saya masa kerja dekat JSK,
JSK is Panadol?
JSK is a GlaxoSmithKline, it's a multinational company. So if you drink Ribena, you consume Panadol, itulah dia punya company. So masa saya kerja kat situ, during my time, saya tak rasa nak ambil dalam marketing ataupun business, sebab saya merasakan waktu tu macam kalau bahasa kampungnya kita cakap lekeh lah. Kerja salesman ni lekeh lah. Tapi saya tak tahu yang itulah sebenarnya job yang gaji banyak sebenarnya. Sebab you punya sales and everything. Mungkin Dr. Ha'iz akan share the benefits of being in marketing and sales and marketing. So when I was in GSK, saya punya gaji rendah sangat. Saya dapat 1,400 sahaja. And then I went down, I report dengan some of my colleagues yang daripada production. So adalah seorang ni dia tanya, saya tanya dia kenapa gaji you besar sangat compared to mine. I mean saya dalam lab, saya have to sacrifice my cuti. You know, I have to do the lab job from 8 until 5 every day. Tapi I only get like 1,400. Dia kata sebab your responsibility tu kecil compared to other department. Nanti kita sambung Thank you.
Terima kasih Dr. Zack. Tapi dia cakap betul lah. I pun consider masa I dapat job pun I macam betul juga. Seriously. So that's what that's the only thing I want to. The reason I'm telling all you, selling you this, because there's opportunity there and frankly there's money there. Okay, so I want you to know this and I don't want you to miss out. Okay, if you are inclined pada things like that, salesman punya work, I want you to know this. Okay, so and in Movavi, jadi where I need to learn. Okay, so if this interests you or it doesn't interest you, can be right. So what I do, right, I need to open lots and lots of data. I need to read so many things dalam pharmaceuticals. Okay, the portfolio I was given was actually called musculoskeletal and also gastrointestinal. So musculoskeletal means bila you have a sprain, okay, bila sakit, semua sakit bahu lah, ataupun you ada sakit, katalah sakit tengkuk apa semua kan, kita panggil senang kata any sprains or anything, right? So how do you relieve your pain, right? Bila kita dapat ubat daripada doktor, siapa pernah dapat sports injury? Come on lah. MS Yoko satu, itu kita panggil OTC, right? Tak pernah dapat sports injury? No one? Okay? Okay. Ramai yang pernah kena kan? Okay, saya sendiri dah tua-tua baru nak putus ACL. Okay, so what drugs do you have to take? And when you go to the doctors semua, and then you get this drug, and then you nampak kat brand name called ataupun you call, I'm not promoting it. This can be an ethical issue. Okay, because you cannot sell drugs. You cannot promote drugs. Okay, because it's ethical. I can only speak to you about the benefits of the drugs, not to you, to doctors only. Right? That's the only way I can sell. Okay, jadi ubat-ubat ni semua ni kita panggil prescription drugs kan. And I had to sell drug yang menghilangkan kesakitan belakang dan juga ni. You can look it up lah kalau ni kan. Ataupun sekarang ni kalau siapa-siapa pernah masuk hospital and pernah sakit muscle ni semua, you will get something called atau I'm not sure if kalau pernah dengar tak. Okay, you probably pernah dengar. Ada somebody pernah dengar? Nak jemaah so are you angguk ataupun ni, right? So these are drugs that I have to sell, and you know how much of these drugs are being sold out there. It's flooded the market. Okay, it's in the size of 40 to 50 million ringgit business just from one drug. So you imagine how much money out there is in pharmaceuticals punya sales, right? Whether it's ethical or not ethical. Have you guys watched movie Love and Other Drugs ataupun any other movie pasal pain hustlers? Nobody? Bagus, tak tengok movie. Jangan buang masa. I kill my Netflix subscription too. So you don't have to watch these movies. Okay? But my whole point is there's a lot of things to do. And one thing that I can take away daripada when I was doing drugs, right? again, back to the rally video, I was not selling the drugs. What I needed to do, right, I need to identify where do I sell these drugs. Because I had these reps, all 100 of them, with no directions to go. They didn't know where to go. So what I had to think about, right, if my drugs was for pain of muscles, right, I need to think, where do they go? Orthopedics, in the clinics? Is it the pharmacies? So my market share, okay, bayangkan satu pie, 60% of it is from pharmacy. So I need to ensure I capture my pharmacy market. You guys understand what I'm saying? Ataupun ni, right? And my job is to have, kalau let's say I'm competing against Panadol. Panadol holds the market share of 60% of the pie. I hold 20%. I have to make sure by next year I am taking up the market share of Panadol. I'm curi daripada Panadol. I'm getting 25%. That is my job. That is the only reason I'm being hired. I'm being hired by the company to only do one thing: make more money for the company. So do you see why? Okay, you see why kat sini, why commercials will pay you a bit better? Because what you do for the company is you make money for the company, right? If you make money for the company will like to pay you. So that's why I'm not saying that it's going to be super high salary lah, but the remuneration is attractive for you if you go, right? Again, there will be some other guy who's going to be talking about something else, but today I'm here to talk about marketing and sales. Okay, so that is one part of the for my Duo Pharma opinion. So 6.5 years. And one more thing that I want you to also understand, right? When you are in commercials, right? You know the CEO of the company, right? The CEO of the company runs the whole company, right? He's a CEO. You guys understand when I say CEO, managing director, the board of directors, right? Okay. Oh yeah, related, eh? Yeah. One advantage when you are in commercials, right? Let's just think about it. Who will have more visibility to the CEO? Is either you who makes money, ataupun somebody who is in the factory ataupun faham tak? So that is something I didn't see. I really didn't see. I was not the reason I was in it. Tapi I noticed that when you are in commercials, right? The CEO sees you. Hey, this guy is making money for my company. So this is the guy I think I'm going to start talking to. Not saying that others need. The engineers, the biotechnologists, the ones who are need, those are thinking about how to improve the product. The things that akan tak capai lah in my position. But I was thinking about how to make money for the company, which you give a lot of visibility. Alright? So, but and again, how do I promote myself in a particular company? Nampak gambar kat sini. I don't put pictures of me working on Excel. I don't put a picture of me trying to temberang satu doktor. I don't do that. Alright? I put pictures of me emceeing. I think during Duo Pharma, I emceed almost 70 events, all medical events. So it's going to be very professional and medical. I'll be sitting here. Ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be speaking about the work of COGSIPs on the. It's a scientific talk, right? And the ones who are going to be here are the doctors that pharmaceutical companies pay to speak for our drugs. Right, so it's a very fancy event. We bring our doctors to have nice dinners and lunches, right? To expensive hotels, right? So those are the kind of events that I will actually get myself involved in, and you increase your visibility again. So all of that, right? All of that company making money for the company, and then you are also making yourself visible. Finally, after 6.5 years. That what is keep semua, and I thought that maybe I needed to move somewhere. So, which brought me to, can I go next slide? Fresenius Medical Care. So Fresenius Medical Care is my first one. I consider a multinational company. It's a company from Germany, and what we do adalah dialysis. Okay, you guys know what dialysis is, of course, right? Ada tak yang tak tahu dialysis? Jangan malu. I didn't know. I didn't care about dialysis before this. Anybody don't know dialysis? Kalau tak nak mengaku tak apa, because I didn't know. And so dialysis is a hemodialysis, right? Is adalah proses tukar tukar apa ni darah lah, senang kata pencuci darah. And any of you guys have parents are doing dialysis? Anyone? Alhamdulillah, no. Right? So interesting about dialysis, I just want to give some stats. Ini adalah untuk kesedaran semua. Setiap tahun kita ada penambahan dialysis patient sebanyak 9,000 patient. Tapi kematian rate dia adalah 6 ke 7,000. So net kita ada penambahan sebanyak 2,000 patient. So 2,000 patients will come into my system and they will need to use my machines. Right? Total in Malaysia sekarang ada 50,000. Okay? Berapa klinik kita total? Ada 974 klinik. And 974 klinik dialysis dan juga center dalam hospital semua adalah lebih banyak daripada MACD. MACD ada 300 lagi atau 80. KFC probably ada dalam selebih dalam 400 ke 500 lingkungan. Fast food semua kan. Chain KFC dengan MACD combine tak sebanyak apa ni dialysis. But they are what we call apa kan? Feeder to dialysis, alright? And 80% of dialysis patients datang daripada. Can you guess what is the precursor to diabetes? Dialysis? To kita panggil end stage kidney disease. I think this is my responsibility to speak about, right? What causes kidney failure? Sorry? What causes penyakit apa yang menyebabkan kita kena kidney disease? Diabetes, exactly. So diabetes and also hypertension. Okay, so when you are young, alright, really I'm saying there's nothing like being young. I wish I was 20 plus, but I'm not. I'm 32. And guys my age semua, we are not as healthy as we are supposed to be. Right, so please take care of your health. And janganlah jadi sebahagian daripada feeder yang masuk ke dalam sistem dialysis ni. Right, because dialysis is 3 days a week, 4 hours a day of your dialysis. It's essentially it's suffering for patients and we really sympathize with them. So please, ni adalah message daripada my company. I say, do not take care of your health, take care of kidney, do not go into your dialysis clinic. Right now, what I do in disease medical care, let's go. Now I want to finish this kalau boleh before this. So this time my target when I came out, right, is 100 million, but my sales target, but my sales people was 14 people. Up until now, 14 orang, but we have to make 100 million. So I need to sell machines, right? One machine of mine will cost me around 50,000. Tadi masa saya jual ubat sekotak 7.9 senang sikit nak jual. Now I have to sell a machine that cost me like 50,000 ringgit. I have to go door to door, not door to door. Sebab that's what my sales team will do. I told you, remember, I'm only the navigator. I need to guide them where to go, where the market is, right? Macam tomorrow I have a meeting in Aurelius Hospital because I want to ask them, Aurelius, why don't you open a dialysis center? Nampak Aurelius Hospital, right? So that's why I'm pitching tomorrow. So this is what I do, okay? I need to pitch to them like what are the benefits of my machines, blah blah blah. It's a lot more difficult to sell now, right? I'm selling machines, and with the machines, right? And when you think about what I want to attract you, right, to when you come into commercials, right? Commercials adalah di mana you are competing. You cannot make a strategy, right, without thinking what your competitors are doing. I am here. I have to compete with people like who are selling machines from Japan, machines from China, who are selling like beli jauh murah. Kalau I jual 50,000, jual 30,000. Macam mana lawan? Do I fight with price? Have you guys ever thought about it? Pernah fikir macam iPhones, right? iPhones are being sold. I'm essentially selling the iPhones of dialysis machines, right? How do I compete with the others that are selling like a bit more cheaper machines, right? So what I have to sell adalah, the only way I can sell adalah product knowledge, science. That's where you have to think now. If you are in medical biotechnology, semua, remember your terms, remember your terminologies, right? Remember how to explain. So when you are learning about disease, about what maybe you are learning about, ada belajar instrument konsep of instrument punya ni tak? Ada, right? Okay, that is what helps. Where actually is content. It's actually what helps you to sell. It actually helps you how to learn how to speak. Alright, so this is why learning how to explain things matter, right? Kau gonna present a lot of things in front, like the way I'm doing right now, alright? So this, I'm just telling you from my personal experience right now, this is what I do on a daily basis that actually helps me sell. You know how I go into a dialysis center? I need to sell this one, it's called a water system tau. Okay, untuk run satu dialysis punya machine, kita kena jual satu dia punya water system. Water system tu 200,000. Okay, and benda tu selalu kat belakang ni, kat belakang store selalu. Okay, what I do, right, I always come in a clinic with a suit. I wear a full suit, just like I wear macam tu. Peluh-peluh lah Malaysia kan. Apa benda kan, pakai suit kat Malaysia. But what I do is, anytime I go into a center, right, I will actually roll up my sleeves, right, and go there, and actually go and see the machine semua, and explain it to them. Cakap, hey boss, you punya machines kat sini, seems like you punya alarm is actually not working, your water system, water quality is low, right? And what am I actually trying to do? Am I really trying to lecture him? Am I really trying to lecture him ataupun macam just there to be what is I'm trying to give them education? No. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to portray myself as somebody who's very reliable. I'm giving consultative me a job, right? I'm there to show that I am a subject expert. So these are things that you guys really need to know. Whenever you go into an industry, right, read and learn as much as you can. Learn to the point that korang boleh explain something. Even when you are doing your classes now, right? Even if you're doing any final year project, even if you're not really good at it, right? Learn how to explain it well. Okay? Because that's what I did for my final year project. I wasn't good at PCR. I wasn't good at macam nak masukkan semua benda pakai micropipette semua. I was okay at it, but I wasn't really good, right? But what I did, right, I really understood what I was writing. I might be bad at of lab work, but what I did really well was articulating my ideas, presenting my thoughts ahead, and that's what helped me for my commercials, right? So it's what I need to do. So what I expect you to do also, right? Sebagai graduate UIA, sebagai graduate Biotech ni, please make Dr. Zack proud, right? Later on, right? And be the guy who is actually representing your university semua. And people ask, macam, you graduate mana? Ha? Kau dah macam, UIA. Batang. And I have no qualms of I have no need of cakap macam, yes, I am. Oh yeah, I thought you daripada some overseas. No. UIA Kuantan kena claim buat bomba tau, Kuantan. I have that much pride though. I have that much pride. And speaking of you have to really believe in what you do, right? Whenever you go out, whenever you go into the industry, believe in what you do, right? You don't have any doubts about yourself. But how does the saying goes again? Essentially, what I'm trying to say is what you are selling or what you are actually doing, right? Just do it really, really well. Just learn it as much as you can, right? To the point that you will be essentially a super salesman. Even if you're not in sales, you're trying to sell. Okay? So that's what I did. So, which is why I said clinical knowledge becomes there. All of these people, right, in front here, right, these is around 100 people, right, people who I was speaking in front of, these are all nephrologists. Dr. Pakar buah pinggang. And these are people I speak in front of, where I discuss my products, where I entertain them with product impian. Right? Again, ada gambar kat atas tu is just a picture of me entertaining people of my doctors semua. Oh, let's have a quiz semua. And you won't be able to explain things if you don't understand things. Alright? So that's why I'm saying the clinical knowledge comes into it. Alright, so I want to close up dengan all my career path. I hope you understand and you learn a bit about my career path. I think I'm going a bit long-winded. Betul tak? Am I boring you already? You sure? Okay, next. Okay, so what I want you to understand dalam the opportunities of perks and commercials in sales and marketing one, just as a recap semua, effective remuneration macam saya cakap tadi, there is money to be made. right? For the ones who are actually here looking for how to actually mencari rezeki going out there moving forward, I definitely would recommend you the studies of sales and marketing. Right, next. I cakap less competition. You know why less competition? Because when I speak to all of you, I don't expect all of you to actually be attracted to this talk, but a few of you will. If this is a whole room of dalam 50 orang, adalah kot 5 yang interested, and then 5 you will not have competition. Okay, I don't know who you are, right? But you will not have competition because the rest of your friends will not want to do it. So capitalize on it. For the ones who are actually already thinking about it, capitalize on it. Alright? Okay, next. Okay, this is where you start venturing into commercials. Okay, kita selalu cakap macam, oh, kita tak pernah belajar untuk macam nak buat business, kita tak belajar untuk buat business semua kan. This is where you do it. And you start seeing, kita senang cakap, PT kata berniaga lah. Ni essentially what I'm doing. I'm berniaga tapi for a different company. And not for my own company. InsyaAllah maybe one day Dr. Zack kata let's sell something. I'll join. Okay, you have a product from your lab that you think you can sell it. Let's do it, and let's commercialize. Okay, so you venture into commercials. Next, and also your visibility top management again is what will actually bring you a bit further. Okay, in terms of career movement, right? When you are in commercials, you move a little bit pretty faster compared to your other friends, maybe, right? Because that's what I see from my experience. Because you are being seen. Sorry saya cakap, tapi memang dalam apa ni, when you are in tempat kerja, whether you like it or you don't like it, you think that politics is terrible lah benda semua kan. Sebab tu kena mencapak. Mencapak. Mencari publicity kan. Kan? Benda tu adalah satu benda yang benar. If you don't sell yourself, who's going to do it? Right? So learn how to sell yourself. Right? So which is why commercials actually help you how to sell yourself. Right? Next. Aliyah. Kena tak ada. Habis. Right? So there's opportunities. Now, what I need to see, right? Another part I want to talk about, right? Your game plan. Sorry. Okay, so it does a game plan. What I want you, it's not even for your game plan, right? Is carry yourself well. When you are from you see Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia, right? One, you already have a reputation. Your seniors semua have already built that foundation for you. You have a good reputation out there, right? Don't tarnish it. But really carry yourself well. Make sure yourself right. When you stand in front of somebody, right? You know that you're there, right, to win. I hate to sound like macam Tony Robbins ke apa benda, atau macam I'm not here as a motivational speaker, right? Tapi bila kau berdiri kat dalam satu tempat, bila ni you puff up your chest, guys. Sorry, aku tak tahu macam mana. Tapi guys, you puff up your chest. You don't go in there macam, oh, I'm just a biotech student. I'm just here to apply a job. Boleh tak bagi saya kerja? No, you're not there. That's not how you attend your interviews. Dress well, speak well. Alright, macam saya cakap ni, class of religious studies apa semua tu, that is not for you to just macam mempersia-siakan. Your FYPs are not just there for you untuk macam just for you to explain and then away untuk your to get through to your CGPA. You're not there you're there to learn how to speak well. When you speak well, you sell yourself well. Right? Next. Dress sharp. I'm not actually the best at dressing sharp lah. But when you turn up for an interview, when you turn up for a job fair, you think people don't look at you, right? Biasalah masa student sama lah, kan? Pakai shirt dia semua, leg dia semua kan. But learn how to dress well, kan? You do that, okay? Next. Okay, practice your interview sessions. And when I say practice your interview sessions, betul-betul belajar, I think that biasa pakai ChatGPT ya. Okay, jangan cakap saya Simon Simon, wah alah kau pakai tak pakai? Tak tahu, tu jawab Dr. Zack. Exactly. Tapi I don't think you should shy away from using the ChatGPT. Whenever I have an interview or whenever I have a project, right, I would actually speak to ChatGPT. I use it, and you use it, right, not to just get answers. Sometimes you use it just to actually use it to discuss with them. Yeah, you speaking, because sometimes, right, you can speak to your wife, I speak to my wife, I speak to Dr. Z semua, and I still don't get answers. Sometimes I just need to see a different perspective. Siapa nak tengok cerita, sorry this is out of topic. Siapa nak tengok cerita tenggelamnya kapal Bandui? Right? Okay. When I was using ChatGPT, I just wanted to show you how I use ChatGPT. When I had this thinking, as I was watching the movie with my wife, right, I said, actually the one who actually should not be blamed is Hayati. I thought Hayati was actually somebody who was actually tersepit dalam ni. So what I did, right, I asked ChatGPT, Chat, I think that Hayati is actually innocent. And then he came up with all these arguments. Oh yeah, I can see how you think, right? But and then I discussed with him. I think Zainuddin is a sin. So I thought Zainuddin is a very weak character. So my point is, the whole point of my conversation dengan ChatGPT, right? It's actually that it helps me. Okay, I don't tak setuju. Ada team Zainuddin ke whatever lah kan. Because I watched the movie with my wife, and that's like it felt a bit off to me lah. Okay. But my whole point is, I use it, right, as a real conversation starter, alright? Because when you're going for interviews, right, and you're going for a role, you tak tahu product executive ni apa, you tak tahu product managing ni apa, you tak tahu QA ni buat apa, you ask them. Kata, imagine that I am a beginner. I imagine I have zero idea about what actually a particular job title is. You ask them, and you ask them as a conversation. You bersembang dengan ChatGPT tu. Bukan you tanya dia benda macam just nak dapat jawapan simple, right? So use ChatGPT, right? So which is why you actually get to practice your interview sessions, right? There's a lot of rubbish also, but don't use that rubbish. If you put in rubbish data in, you'll get rubbish data out, right? Rubbish in, rubbish out. Alright? Next. Yeah, compete with literally anybody. This is what I want. I want people. If there's one thing I need you to bring up every day session ni adalah just compete with anybody. You are no less daripada any other graduate out there. You have the best lecturers here. You actually take the best courses in biotechnology, right? And I never believed that I was any less than anybody, which is why I masuk any industry, any company. My idea was, how do I say this in Gen Z gitu? Henyak sampai dunia. Kan? You masuk student. I'm not there to survive. I'm here to actually henyak sampai dunia. I've got competitors. I'm here there to crush my competitors. This is a very capitalist punya kepala otak kan. Oh, keluar dari UIA tak belajar apa-apa belajar pasal macam mana jadi kapitalis je kan. Betul tak? Kan? But the thing is, right, what I also want to say, right, this whole thing about being professional. Because sometimes you might see that when you go into work, right, especially the new generation. I've got brothers and sisters who are actually in your age also, okay? And I see them when they speak about work, and then they have this ideal version of work. Betul tak? You have this idea macam, I want to work. Alamak, anak sekarang ni. Okay, I've got work to do that is tak maaf yeah, okay. Sekejap. Abang habis sikit, abang habis sini. Okay, when you think about the work that you do, right, being professional matters everything, because it will be what actually defines you later on in life. Okay, sometimes you have this idea that I need to have purpose. Kenapa aku buat kerja ni? Kenapa? Sebab untuk kepuasan diri kan? Because bukannya sekadar untuk mengaut payment, tetapi adalah untuk purpose. Siapa dah kat sini rasa macam when you work somewhere, you will always have purpose? Really? Betul tak? Tapi honestly, when I came in, I did not have anything. I did not have any purpose. I was there. I was pretty much a robot. Whenever I go into some work, right, you give me that task, you give me that target, right, and I will do it for you. That's the only thing I can say. I will try to do it for you, right? I will try to achieve what you ask me to achieve. Whether I like it, whether I don't like it, of course, jangan buat benda yang tak beretika. Janganlah buat. I'm not asking you to do that. But what the way mentality goes, right, is I'm there to just finish my job and finish my job well. Okay, you might say macam So what, at the end of the day, you as a marketing person or a commercial guy, right? You're essentially trying to just sell people as much products as you can, right? But you know what I realized after 2-3 years after doing it? After I sold so many machines, right, of dialysis machines, and then you start going to your centers, and you you see, and you talk to your patients, and then you, I kadang-kadang datang sebab I pakai suit, pakai spek mata, orang cakap, doktor ke? Ya. Ya, saya doktor. Dia kata macam, doktor letak saya dekat mesin ni, rasa bagus, rasa lega, apa semua sekarang. Daripada sebelum ni saya tak boleh, saya duduk dalam wheelchair, sekarang saya macam boleh jalan lah balik. And then you start seeing all this vicious work that you do, all late night working in the office, trying to write a proposal, trying to crunch numbers apa semua kan, and you sell your machines out there, you think it's out of greed, and then you start seeing the results pay off later on. When you tengok ubat yang you jual kat luar sana, you cannot sell ubat pada patients, you can only sell to doctors, and doctors prescribe that drug, and it's a good drug. A good drug reaches probably your grandmothers, probably your grandparents, probably to your fathers, probably to you, right? And that's when you see the fruits of your labor, which is not just money, alright? And it does not come daripada, somebody out there will speak later on pasal work-life balance, about mental health, about zero anxiety, but I am not that guy. Somebody else will speak about it, but I'm not here to speak about it. I'm here to speak that when you start working, and especially when you got mouths to feed, men, I'm speaking to you, right? I'm not speaking to ladies. Ladies, I hope you don't have to have that responsibility, but men, you will have responsibilities later on. Untuk berkahwin, akan ada anak, akan mulut untuk suap apa semua kan. You do your work. There's anxiety for you. You know why anxiety is there? I selalu dengar daripada the generation of the younger generation in my workplace cakap, I got anxiety lah, I can't work today. I swear to God, wallahi, I heard this from people in my industry. You know what I tell them? Your anxiety comes from work that is not done. You don't like working late, too bad. Somebody else will do it. You think you're a nice guy? Nice guy does not sell. Sorry, again I say, somebody else will speak about being a nice guy. Somebody else will speak about having work-life balance, but it's not me. I'm here to tell you, when you go into a company, sorry, mind my words, but work your ass off. Betul-betul, you as men especially, right? You're there to provide, you're there to make your money apa semua kan. So make sure it's halal money apa semua, and you do your best, right, to actually dapat rezeki yang paling berkat that you can, and you work. Whatever your company asks from you, the company is giving you time, the company is giving you money, the company gives you liberty. So what do? You capitalize on it, and you work, right? So macam mana nak jadi mentality provider? Aku tengok kat TikTok lah, tengok account ni before I came to this talk, right? So do that. You have to do it. You have no choice, right? So which is why I want for men to think, right now, speaking to you only, right? Once you go out, right, and you start to think about work, you think about apa macam mana nak cari rezeki, right? You will only be able to do it if you start thinking that you're not doing for yourself. Men, you don't do things for yourself. You can suffer, but you're only doing it for your family. That is what will actually drive you. If you're doing it for yourself, you might go a little bit far, but you won't go super far, because you have no motivation. There's nothing else. Men only work well under suffering. Okay? Fair lah. Alright? So, dengan tu, this is only a word to men lah. I mean, to the men who's gonna go out there semua kan. I really want you to go out and senyap sebelumnya. Okay? So, now, with that, I cakap panjang sangat ni. Okay? I hope you learn a thing or two. So, maybe ada training session ke apa ni? Alright? Oh yeah, read and listen. Okay, sebab sorry, just before I close, read and listen. Actually, I don't read at all, because I can't. because my brain is fried. I can't because of my smartphone use. But what I do, right? Whenever I drive here, 3 hours drive, or I'm walking on the treadmill, atau I'm working out, I lift weights semua, what I do is listen. There's so many ways for you to learn right now, is from listening. So, which is why I want to promote one thing, that jemput dengar, I have a podcast, it's called Sepang Kita Podcast. Alright, just scan the QR code here on your Spotify. Dah lama tak publish, tapi the episode are still relevant to you. Okay? If you want to listen to a podcast. And if you're whoever you are, you've got something right and record yourself, publish a podcast. I'll talk to you about podcast later. Okay? So I'll open the floor to Q&A sessions. Please speak to me macam tak ada apa. I'm not a lecturer. Go ahead. Nak mic kan? Nak ke depan kan?
Ya, boleh.
Yes.
Silakan. Kena bergerak, saya dah malam ni gantung.
Sorry.
Kena buat sikit.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nazma. I'm here actually this is not my question, but from my friends who couldn't attend. So she asked me the question. The first question is that, are there any special courses, certification or licenses that we should take as added value to our careers? For example, ISO 9001 Quality Management System or ISO 45001 Occupational Health and Safety. If so, can you list some priority licenses that would be most helpful for our career growth?
Is it dalam corporations ni ataupun macam is it for something else?
I think that she meant that as general.
Oh, in general.
In general, I think biotechnology punya career. Then the first question, I have another second.
Okay.
Alright. Or you wanna answer first, perhaps? Would you like to answer the first question?
No.
Alright. The second question is that if you could turn back time, what do you wish you had known earlier that would have acted as a catalyst for faster career growth? That's from her.
Okay. Thank you very much. Nanti soalan yang sangat bagus. Tapi first question, dia tanya what are the courses that will actually help you to actually land a career? Alright. So question tu, boleh tak I give you to your lecturer first, because I think you know better in terms of, because he was asking me about certificates, right? I think Dr. Zak will be better on that.
Okay, so maybe I can add a bit. Of course, there are some jobs out there that which requires you to get some certificates. For example, if you are working with environmental field, you need to be a competent person in order for you to work with the industry. Because when you go into industry, your degree doesn't really matter. What matters the most is the competency that you have, whether you can perform that job or not. For some jobs out there, they need the certificate because they want you to be trained to do things that you don't learn during your undergraduate. So yes, to answer, it is necessary, but it depends on the field lah. If you are going to sales and marketing, I don't think we do need those kind of certificate. But if you want to become a competent person, tak kisahlah dalam ISO ke, dalam environmental, social and governance, or if you want to be working with a competent person in waste management, for example, yes, you need to take the certificates in order for you to be visible in the industry. Without that, unfortunately, our degree is not strong enough to be in that position, because you will be competing with not the degree holder, but from diploma holder as well. So I think that I hope it answered that question. To talk about that later, maybe we can discuss. I'm giving back the mic.
Okay, just to answer the question to daripada sudut sales and marketing pula, right? I don't for sales and marketing, I takut some of you guys might be thinking that you need an MBA. Ada tak yang fikir macam in commercials you need an MBA, Masters in Business Administration? I'm telling you now that I didn't do any of that. So, madam, come on, go. That's my English lecturer, Madam Ani kat belakang. Okay. Okay, so I didn't need that any courses extra for commercials, but and in a technical field, definitely you need it. Yeah, definitely because your degree, orang lain pun ada degree juga, and because when the supply is high, your demand is low, right? So the other question is what would I have done differently in order for me to accelerate my career growth? I'd say for me being here, which I told you before, I'm not a very talented guy. I'm not that smart. I'm not particularly gifted in any way. I'm as average as you can be, right? So what I wouldn't have done anything different. I regret nothing. You know what you should do? You know why I'm even here? I would say that because it goes to my first picture is mak banyak doa. I don't like to be cheesy or somewhere. Because for somebody who's ordinary like me, right, for me to get anywhere, right, it's not much for me to be proud of, right, other than doa of your parents. So, by rumah, just call up your parents and just pray for me, doa for me, for those that still have parents, right. That's the only reason I'm wherever I am in life, right. And you surround yourself with good people, right. I'm being supported. Whenever in university, right. Don't sia-siakan people around you. I've got like really good people as supporters. Dr. Zack here, Madam Mahani, right, who's essentially supported my whole degree, right. Madam Mahani, sini ke depan sekejap. Come lah, at least people can see you kat sini. Tepuk sikit. I'm not sure if she's still teaching you guys. Ada benar-benar kelas lagi ke? Tak ada lah, Biotech Shares. Yes, right? So, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I have no regrets in my career or my study time so far. So I say that just make sure you're being as authentic as you can be a nice person, be a good person, and the right people would have big dua for you. All right. I open to more questions. Please, I have more questions. You got what was bro?
So, is there any question from the floor, or maybe there's a question from our technician? So, would you like to speak on mic?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, thank you Brother Ha'iz for a very eye-opening talk. Okay, my question just from someone who from the industry, especially in the sales and marketing. What is your opinion on students furthering their studies in PhD or masters, and later they want to pivot back into industry, it's not going to research? Is there any particular segment for them? Yeah. This question.
I have to say that question is controversial dalam landscape sekarang, but I will answer only daripada my personal experience and my views. Okay. Now some of you guys are planning to further your masters, right? But because I see what master students do. I grew up with master students. I grew up with PhD students. My parents are supervisors, right? They do a lot of postgrads, and I say it's a very, very tough job. You have to write papers, you have to come over to your supervisor's house and get your thesis being scrutinized. Ni apa benda ni kau tulis ni? Right? It's being neat. So I can only answer from somebody who sees it, right? And also from somebody in the industry, right? From what I see. If you're doing your masters, do not make a mockery of your masters and also your PhD. You're not there to just do your masters sebab macam, you know what, I don't know what else to do. Don't do that, right? Because this is a prestigious thing that you are doing. You want to be somebody who's an academic, who can speak, whose your services can be rendered out to the country. Right? You're doing this for Malaysia. Sounds a bit macam over ni kan, tapi over the top, but it is, right? So and the government will be spending a lot of money for you, right? In order for you to do. So don't do it, because I see some who went down that path of doing masters or doing PhD, right? Because it's afraid of the industry. Pernah dengar? You've seen any of your seniors or something? It's a very sad thing. And I don't want you to go down that path. If you go down that path of doing masters and PhD, right, do it well. Do it really, for the sake of, why are you doing PhD? It's called philosophy of doctor, right? It's your doctor in philosophy, right? So, what you're trying to do is you're trying to push this particular circle, right, and make a dent, a small, tiny dent in that study. That's why you're doing a PhD. Okay? I haven't done a PhD, but I know what PhD people do, right? And it's super tough. They work their ass off siang malam, tak tidur semua just to write a thesis semua. So don't do it just because you think that you're trying to lepas ni if I get a PhD, I want to go into industry and then essentially not really educate people or you can't really serve, right? So do it well. Okay, whether if you're going to do it for industry, I would say for the 99% of you, it will not work. I'll just be frank. Because the reason is, I see people around me in my offices, I can only see one doctor and he's a medical doctor. He's not somebody who has a PhD. Alright? So if you're doing a PhD, do it well, do it honorably, because you're trying to do something with your studies. Alright? Not because you're trying to go into industry. That's what I see. Right? Did I answer the question? Yes? Okay. Right. I only answer honestly. I hope I don't Okay, any other questions?
Any other questions from the floor? Maybe you guys just... Okay.
Please. Sorry, anak bising, so macam...
It's okay. I will just repeat the question.
Okay.
It's okay from
Boleh dengar.
Okay. So my question is, as someone who has worked with younger employees around our age range and also has personally witnessed the development of the biotech career field over the years, what would be your advice for those of us later we're going to look into jobs in maybe the commercials industry about what would be the advice for the environment now, for entering that kind of environment now? Like what would be different now from the environment from when you first entered?
Okay, I think what you're trying to ask is what's the difference back then, how I saw that, my batch saw it, and what can your batch be improving, correct? Am I rephrasing it right? Okay, so what I want you to do right now, right? I mean, it's benda yang I didn't see when I was in 4th year, right, was career paths. Nobody spoke to me like this. Nobody came to me in university and told me, hey, ada positions such as commercials and sales and marketing. Ataupun macam, there's actually QA pun tak tahu apa. Macam jangan cakap ni, macam because satu hal macam kepala otak tak buka. Kan? Memang minda tertutup pun masa tu kan. Macam fikir, mana aku nak main gitar ya? TC boleh bagi aku RM40 ke mana ni kalau aku basket. Itu je. So, you being here, right? You students right now who are attending, thank you very much. Right? I have a crowd. Okay. So don't think like me. All I want you to do right now is opening up your horizons now to see that there are opportunities out there that you are able to make a living out of moving forward. So, I mean, listen to your alumni. I mean, reach out to us. I mean, kita orang ni semua kadang-kadang menunggu je. Kalau korang message us on LinkedIn apa semua, we won't macam, apa benda junior ni tak ada. Kita okay, tak ada masalah. Okay, so macam if you ask questions and you will gladly try to help. If you guys reach out to us, macam you're trying to get a position probably in my company, I'll be happy to recommend. Of course, I need to know you first, of course lah kan. I don't want to be chopped off my head because macam I recommend a bad candidate. So of course, I mean, show your best self to me. I love to recommend to you, right? So what I can do better right now is not have a closed mind like I was. That's my answer. I hope it was helpful. Was it helpful to you?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Listen to these Biotech Shares. Dr. Zach is doing it out of his from his this program. I think is brilliant. All right. You get your alumni, seniors would speak. Listen to them. I mean, at least you learn whatever I failed in. You don't have to. Right.
Right. Any more questions? We got 2 questions from the sister. Maybe some from the brothers. Any question, brothers?
Tanya dalam ni.
Tanya dulu. Azlan macam result kan?
Nak komen pun tak apa.
Saya ada satu soalan Ha'iz. Soalan saya, what do you tell the students kan? Sekarang ni orang ambil biotech. So in relevance to marketing and sales and what you are now doing, apakah benda yang mereka boleh anggap sebagai strength taking this course which can help you to become successful in sales and marketing, other than playing music or that's us, but not them.
Betul? Sorry. No, thank you for actually membawa saya pada jalan ni lurus balik kan? Kalau tak dia jadi macam a bit almost macam disconnected. Macam I can't connect with you, right? No, you're biotech students. You know what is one keyword I think you guys have in biotechnology? When you're in biotechnology, right? I hate to say this, but you will never be specialist. You won't be specialist in a particular field because you're studying everything. You're doing bioinformatics, you're doing biostatistics, you're doing what else? Instrumentation, you're doing biochemistry, you do molecular biology. Biochemistry itu limit sekali. Biostats sekali, bioinfo sekali. Okay. But you do learn a lot, okay? But when you do learn a lot, right? You dip your hands everywhere tau. And you have concentrations, macam like I was doing marine biotechnology. And you know what the keyword here, right? You become, when you're not a specialist, right? You are a generalist. And what generalist means, right? In the world today, right? It means you can do, orang cakap macam orang kata better to be a what do you call this? Orang selalu cakap what's that mean? Jack of all trades, master of none, right? Yeah. But still, it's better than being a master to only one, because in this world today, you need that the ability untuk adapt. You know what, Bruce Lee? Be like water, right? See, so racist. Okay, but you have to be like water. I mean, because in this industry right now, right, you have to understand the opportunity out there is a lot only if you look into it. And the thing is, benda yang korang belajar sekarang ni, macam saya cakap tadi, instrumentation semua. All these my friends, right? They are doing some of them are in biomedical in hospitals, right? Because they are particularly good at a particular instrument. When I say instrument, devices, right? You learn how to. Macam for me right now, right? Did I learn how to do dialysis in biotechnology? I learned about probably some how machines work. Probably macam how your alamak, masa ni lah spectrophotometer. I learned how to explain how it worked before, right? So what you do learn, right, is actually how to explain a lot of things, and you give your places in a lot of fields. Ada tak course on AI?
AI, such as?
Macam does AI ever come into your discussions in your courses? Probably like the bioethics of
Not yet.
Not yet.
In the course outline.
Mana tahu.
During lectures, we do sometimes talks about AI or stuff.
Yeah, because it's a hot thing right now. Okay, I hate to say it, but I've seen this like back when I was studying. But I asked my lecturer, they didn't want to discuss AI because they thought that AI was not going to happen. Now everybody's using ChatGPT. Yeah. I hope you're listening, Dr. Tariq. Yeah, I know. But trust me, I love the guy. Okay. Okay, but what you are doing right now, right, is actually having your what do you call this? A larger portfolio in your skill set, which is about explaining. Your understanding is a lot more broader than a lot of people. Can you learn about medical? Do you doubt yourself that you can learn about medicine? No. But like I said before, don't doubt yourself. You're here to compete. You can beat anybody. Medicine, whatever. Right? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But be proud of your doing biotechnology. Like I said, Peter Parker and also Bruce Banner did biotechnology. So exactly. it's in your diversity of what you learn and your ability to convey that message later on. Because you know that you're not going to be specialist, you're going to be a generalist.
Right, so any more questions, brothers? Brothers, any more questions from the sisters perhaps?
Please, thank you.
Okay.
I ada malam ni je, kan? Pasti nak kena DM lah, nak kena kenal kat siapa kan. Jenuh nak tanya soalan. Sekarang malam ni boleh tanya. Ya je, sembang macam member. Ada benda-benda yang controversial tu? Editor dia. Yes, boss. Apa nama?
Bismillah. Nama saya Harash Arifin. So saya first year. Dan nak tanya juga lah, bahasa Melayu boleh kan?
Sila. Campur aja ke?
Sebenarnya nak tanya macam pendapat ataupun advice macam sejauh mana kepentingan untuk saya, macam saya ada berminat untuk sambung sampai PhD dalam this field, which is 4 year nanti saya mungkin saya memang nak masuk food biotech.
Okay.
Bahagian food biotech sebab saya pun ada enthusiast untuk try masuk ke bidang business untuk macam create my own food palette. So jadi soalan saya macam adakah saya perlu sampai ke tahap belajar sampai PhD untuk saya buat saya punya produk sendiri, dan also saya cover marketing juga, saya cover business juga. Both. Saya buat produk, saya jual.
Okay, I understand the question. Okay, so the big question adalah macam ini adalah soalan untuk founder. Ini soalan untuk founder, which I am not. Okay, I cannot be business founder ataupun macam somebody who actually discovers about product, because I get what you're trying to say, because what he's trying to say is actually pasal commercialization of all your research products, betul tak? You do a lot of research macam pasal this particular molecule ataupun this particular herb that can actually do something for the medical world, right? But you have to commercialize it later on, right? So kalau nak cakap, if you want your word to be holding any water, maksudnya macam be credible, that your product is credible, right? Definitely you need PhD. It's just for me lah, or at least you work with somebody who has a PhD. So it's either you choose, you can either choose to be either one, which is the guy who sells or the guy who actually makes a product. Okay, you know that iPhone has two guys, which is like it's either Steve Jobs who actually does the selling, the marketing, or the guy who actually does the making the product, which is Steve Wozniak. Okay, so you have to choose whether you want to be Steve Wozniak ataupun Steve Jobs. To be both, I'll say it's only for the top. It's for the rest of the top 10%, because you're talking about PhD research, you're talking about something product that has to be, you have to do all your PCR, spectrophotometer, all of that in order for you, and do all the clinical trials, right? So whether you can do it or not is a question for yourself. Tapi macam, if you ask me whether you need it to sell, you don't need it to sell. You don't have to make a PhD to actually learn how to commercialize a product. You learn it from so many other ways. You learn it from people who actually done commercialization. But I cannot replace the research part of your cita-cita with something else. You have to do your PhD. But I hope you're doing PhD, right? I mean, like I said, doing a PhD, you're trying to push one subject matter to the max, right? I mean, and find a very small new discovery, right? You don't think about it right now. I mean, you just want to develop your wood palette. I hope the process is right, you know, that you don't think that you want to develop you punya food palette, lepas tu you buat and then you make sure your products turn out the way, and you make your research methodology is backwards, you know. You have to think about something that is genuine, that is authentic, right, for you to do a PhD. So, I mean, doing a PhD is a very huge responsibility for Malaysia. Alright, so if you plan to do it well, I definitely encourage you. But do you need it for commercialization? No. Alright. go back kat first slide. Sorry. This one I nak jual. I need to say. Okay, because what I wanted to tell daripada awal tadi is a story about underdogs. So. Macam saya cakap, ni bilik 408 mahalah depan. Okay, bilik 408 yang kita macam saya cakap tadi. Ha'iz, Muklis, Wasik. Budin pandai sikit. Okay, Budin yang pakai baju biru tu, dia pandai sikit. Daripada kita semua. Kan? Tapi Ha'iz fail 3 paper, Biostat, Biochem, Bioinfo. 3. Okay. Wasik fail banyak juga, molecular biology, semua. Okay, Muklis pun fail juga. Okay. But you know what happened, right? He's the guy, Wasik is the reason I have a job now. Because dia sepak katil cakap, esok bangun. Sebab besok ada hari ni ada talk and you have to go to see that talk, and that's the reason why I'm standing here in front of you. Right? Because Wasik sepak punya katil. Okay, that's the reason I have the job. Rezeki tu rezeki. So Wasik right now, right? And he went through a very tough phase outside of looking for a job. But through apa tadi Abang Zack tadi soalan of resilience and grit, right? He worked. Okay, Hamzah, hey dah sekejap. I'm trying to finish the story. Sorry. Okay, so Wasik, right? He worked his way up, right, from in Grab technologies. Grab, not driver, tapi he was doing customer service, right? And afterwards, right, he moved towards this one thing called a very brand that is very dear to all of us. Okay, adalah brand seperti masakan istana. Kenapa tu? Adabi. Okay, so what he did, right, masa dalam Adabi, he was in quality control. Oi, aku ni colik lah dengan kemus. Okay, so Wasik, right, from here, right, macam saya cakap, failed 5 papers, right? But now, he's traveling the world, right? Sourcing cheaper materials and also, optimizing costs and saving money, di dalam line of QC/QA that's more relevant to your biotechnology, and I hope you can invite this guy later on, right? He's traveling the world trying to make sure Adabi cuts their losses, that they are making a lot more margin from their production of setiap kari kambing nyetin, setiap korang punya asam jawa, setiap korang punya ni, that goes into your stomach later on. Alright? That is what he's doing. So this is somebody who actually failed 5 papers, right? And actually now he's currently managing the procurement. Procurement maksudnya beli barang. Dia kena pergi Bangladesh, cari macam mana nak cari the best kind of quality for the cheapest prices. Do you do that in biotechnology? I don't think so. But how to learn is about how to be resourceful. Kan? You don't know something. Betul tak dia jumpa macam ni? He cut the cost of 25% of the cost untuk untuk asam jawa, because before this they were actually looking for asam jawa only from Bangladesh. From 3 countries, right? And then he made sure he was buying from only one company in one particularly, but at a higher volume. So because of that, he was able to cut the prices by 25%. You know how much? Tadi I was boasting pasal I'm making money for the company, right? My friend is making money for the company by ensuring that they are buying at the right prices. Procurement, nampak? And does he do that daripada, did he do a degree dalam business? Did he do a degree in, he was from biotechnology. So I cakap, you guys are biotechnology ni kan? You guys can compete with anyone, and you win. You have to believe that you win. Alright? So that is it for Wasik. I hope later on we can call him also to the stage to speak about this. He's a lot more humble than me lah. I masuk belagak and cakap besar kan. Kau pandai apa tak pun. So you have a better experience listening to that guy. Thank you to my wife. Yes, any more?
So I guess there's no more in there. Okay, I guess that is all for the Q&A session. So again, Brother Ha'iz, maybe you have any final words for the audience?
All I can say is I'm proud that I'm from biotechnology, and I'm actually very happy that Dr. Zack gave me the opportunity untuk beri kat sini and speak to all of you semua. And you guys have potential. You have so much potential, and boys and girls, men and women semua. So thank you all very much. I tengok the crowd sama banyak tadi, so alhamdulillah. So to not make me feel lonely, terima kasih lah banyak-banyak semua datang sini. I'm so honoured to be here to all of you, and I can wish you all the best. I mean, I doakan that semua orang kat sini will find your career path. Right? Don't be afraid of the world. The world is going to be scary, right? But you have to be scary. Okay? So, korang kena macam make sure korang akan kenyak out there in the real world, alright? So, with that, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you again, Brother Ha'iz. So, again, how was it, guys? Can I get some noises? How was it? Is it good? Is it beneficial? Alright. So, again, on behalf of all the audience, thank you very much, Brother Ha'iz, for such, I guess, it's such an insightful and generous, I would say, sharing from Brother Ha'iz. We hope that all brothers and sisters get all the inputs, and be sure to take those inputs, those knowledges, those experiences shared by Brother Ha'iz throughout our, not only in our degree life, not only in our bachelor life, but as well as our career life in the future, inshallah. And again, here are some key takeaways from the sharing of Brother Ha'iz. I guess I can draw a conclusion in 3 points for you guys. Firstly, seize every opportunity that's presented to us and seek those opportunities. Secondly, portray the best version of ourselves. And thirdly, don't be afraid of mistakes and failures. And also, on a personal note, from Brother Ha'iz's sharing, he makes me aspire that everything is possible, especially for us, a biotechnology student. I guess everything is possible for us. It's just that, and to quote Brother Ha'iz, don't be afraid of the world. The world is scary, but we must be scary. I guess that's the quote that we should take from tonight's sharing from Brother Ha'iz. Again, thank you, Brother Ha'iz. As our also brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, as our bit of gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Brother Ha'iz, I would like to call upon Assistant Professor Dr. Zakon Aziz Shamsuharamai to hand over our, as well as Brother Ha'iz, to hand over a token of appreciation to our esteemed speaker. Please welcome. We had a photograph session. Alright. Thank you, Brother Ha'iz. Thank you, Dr. Zak. Again, guys, round of applause for our speakers. And with that, it marks the end of tonight's Biotech Shares, a moment with alumni. Before I end this event, on behalf of the organizing committee and Department of Biotechnology, I would like to apologize for any shortcomings on our behalf, as well as we would like to thank again Brother Ha'iz for making time and share with us your experiences. Also to all the members of the floor, thank you, brothers and sisters, for coming to tonight's event. I hope it will be very much beneficial and insightful for all of us, inshallah. Also, before I close the tirai for this majlis, I would like to invite, because since all of us are from the Department of Biotechnology, do not forget to join our annual grand dinner, AGD, inshallah. It will be organized by our fellow Ta'iyyah brothers and sisters, thank you, to celebrate maybe the leaving of the 4th year, the leaving of me, perhaps. So don't forget to join. It will be inshallah held on the 12th of December. It will be on the Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe later akan di plus kan all the form nak kena isi. So I hope to see all of you guys punya faces at the annual grand dinner for Biotech, inshallah. Again, without further ado, inshallah we will meet again in the future. Perhaps there will be a second session for Biotech Shares as a moment of alumni. And with that, I end our tonight's session with wabillahi tawfiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.